come near to solving the overall climate problem. Animals that can eat grass have very unusual stomachs that have these bacteria that are methanogenic in there. And so they leak natural gas, both out the front and the back. And so people have said, well, let's change the hay or throw some things in there. And it's been, nobody knows how to get rid of
no one knows how to get cows to stop farting.
Exactly, or burping.
Today we are selling vaccines to other countries. And I want to tell livestock keepers, starting from myself, because among the livestock that is going to be vaccinated is my own cattle.
Now, I woke up one day and heard this story of William Ruto wanting to vaccinate cattle in Kenya, all of them, so that they can stop farting. We call it farting, but this is the emission of methane or methane emission.
We are going to carry out a national campaign, a national vaccination exercise that is going to make sure that we vaccinate our 22 million heads of cattle.
Now, William Ruto suddenly decided to vaccinate all the cows in Kenya, saying that this will help our environment, blah, blah, blah. I accept. I agree with him. But when he was asked if this is alignment with Bill Gates and, external forces, he said no, that this is his discovery. Okay? Watch this one.
We are going to carry out a national campaign, a national vaccination exercise that is going to make sure that we vaccinate our 22 million heads of cattle and 50 million heads of small stock, goats and sheep. And that exercise is because it is necessary. That vaccination is necessary because we want to create a disease-free country, and so that we can market our livestock products to destinations that today we have been denied access to certain destinations because of our disease control inadequacies. That is the primary reason. And for the avoidance of doubt, the vaccines that we will be using are produced in Kenya by Kenyans. Kevevapi, our own institution, is going to produce these vaccines. We have one of the largest vaccine producers in Africa, in Kenya. Today, we are selling vaccines to other countries. And I want to tell livestock keepers, starting from myself, because among the livestock that is going to be vaccinated is my own cattle. So there is an evil spirit in Kenya that is resident in some leaders. They churn out falsehood. They oppose everything for the sake of opposing. I mean, foot and mouth disease, PPR, are diseases we have been fighting ever since I was born. It is nothing new. So anybody opposing vaccination to eliminate FMD and PPR is simply mad and unreasonable and possibly stupid. I mean, honestly, how else can you explain? Or maybe they don't have cattle. Maybe they don't understand what this is all about. So we are going to carry out this vaccination because it is the right thing to do.
William Ruto or Bill Gates suddenly has shown love to Africa. And this love, everyone is shocked that Bill Gates now is loving Africa and want to vaccinate cattle. This love, I don't think if this love is legit one. Because just the other day, when there is a video where he was saying that they want to reduce people in Africa because we are a lot of people. We are many people in Africa. But right now, he want to reduce the fatting in cattle, to vaccinate them so that they can stop fatting, so that he can protect environment, you know, something like that. This love that Bill Gates is showing to Africa just recently. But when I talk about that, this thing, Bill Gates talked about it like 5 years ago. He talked about him wanting to vaccinate cattle. Watch this one.
Animals that can eat grass have very unusual stomachs that have these bacteria that are methanogenic in there. And so they leak natural gas, both out the front and the back. And so people have said, well, let's change the hay or throw some things in there. And it's been, nobody knows how to get rid of
No one knows how to get cows to stop farting.
Exactly, or burping. And so there is artificial meat, but that's at a very early stage. But that's another big source of greenhouse gas emissions. So, you know, I'm just trying to make sure that the people who acknowledge the problem, which I think is fantastic, that they understand the breadth of innovation required before you can get anywhere near to what we have to do, which is zero. If it was a 50% reduction, then you could ignore, okay, leave the cows alone. But because we're trying to avoid the temperature continuing to go up, you do need to go to zero. Otherwise, you're continuing to have temperature increase.
That was Bill Gates talking about vaccinating cattle. And now, 2024, Ruto talked about it. And when I came and sat down, I thought about Bill Gates have sold his manifesto to Ruto. And they want to use William Ruto to do this practice. William Ruto was used to take military to Haiti, go and fight the brothers in Haiti, and which a lot of countries in Africa say no to it. But because he is a puppet to the West, he is the one who is used and as an example. Now I wonder, what did they tell him, or how much did they give William Ruto so that he want to vaccinate all the cattle in Kenya? He knows very well the people of Kenya are using, some of people are using this as, you know, natural for natural electricity, you know, the gas, the methane gas that's coming from cow is being used as, you know, natural to use in natural electricity. Some are using them as fertilizer, cow dung as fertilizer. But by vaccinating these cattle, that means they will stop giving out this methane. And when they stop, that means natural fertilizer will not have it. Natural electricity will not have it. Now, I think this is a plan for Bill Gates to, you know, he's talking about increasing food security. Which food security are you talking in Africa when Africa has this pure land? Kenya has a fertile land that we can increase our food security. When President of Kenya, why you want to increase food security? It's not by vaccinating cattle. When you want to increase food security, do what Ibrahim Traore is doing. Bring technology, agriculture technology that will help in food productivity. Bring fertilizers to the people. Talk about lands. Give lands to small-scale farmers. Ibrahim Traore gave tractors, water pumps, you know, equipments, modern equipments to the people, to the small-scale farmers, so that they can increase food security in the region. But you are talking about stopping cattle from fatting because an improved farming practices, you know, and which this one is not what we want as Africa. Let me tell you for free. As Kenya and Africa, we don't want your cattle vaccination. What we want vaccination for our children in Africa. They are dying because of some diseases. We want you to improve health. We want you to stop starvation by improving our agriculture sectors. We want you to give people lands. The lands that are being grabbed by people, give it back to the people. Let them use for farming. There is large tracts of land lying out here without doing anything. Let us vaccinate, improve health sector. So what is wrong with the cattle? These cows have been here 400 years plus. When our ancestors were here, nobody was talking about fatting. No one was talking about cows to vaccinated. Why now? And why Mr. William Ruto? Why you? Why are you being used by the supremacy or by the foreigners to change the course of what African people want? African people want liberation of the land of Africa. African people want economic liberation. African people want cultural liberation. We don't want these things that you are doing, Mr. President. That's not my words. It's the words of a lot of people that have heard them talking about this story. When you want my words, mine is to say that listen to the people. Listen to Kenya. This certain love from Bill Gates of our cows, I don't want to talk much. I don't want to talk some things deep because, I don't want to go against the rules and regulations. But I will say this. These cattle, we have been having them for many years. They have been fatting for many years. Farmers are using it. But we or you or Mr. President William Ruto is being used to do away with the natural foods so that we can embrace these foods like GMOs, plastic rice, which is bad to the health of human being. And I will say, when they say that they want to reduce the number of people in Earth, they want to reduce the number of people in Africa, this is one of the ways to use it. Taking these GMOs and plastic foods is reducing the life of human being. We need to rethink. Mr. President, you need to rethink while you want to do this thing. Okay? And why only Kenya? Why are we being used as an example? When they say that William Ruto is the most corrupt leader, man, I get it. Like, what were you given with Bill Gates? And when you are there, you say that this is not the plan of Bill Gates. It is your plan. But now, I have seen a video 5 years ago. We have seen all of us. It's a plan of Bill Gates to do this. And that, I don't think it's a good plan. As I am saying, government, sometimes the system is not for us. It's for the few. So we need to watch out. All Africans, we need to watch out. And that's why we need a rapid change in our system, rapid change in our government, rapid change in politics so that we can have a bright future as Africans, not to be used. Today, I agree that William Ruto is a puppet to the West. I agree with that. Tell me what you think on the comment section about this video. Until next episode, peace be with you.